Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 9 Week 2 Day 4. So today, of course, we got ourselves the Priest Hero Class event. Overall, a pretty underwhelming hero class, not used much in the current state of the game. Still can kind of be used as some Divine teams. Nothing else, you can pick up the 25 gems and some EXP towards the hero class. However, our main priority, and as far as the team, here's what we mentioned on the Monday video, of course. The Dawnbringer Mercy double paladin or any yellow weapon into a similar build. Doesn't have to be Dawnbringer. Dawnbringer just happens to work the best. However, of course, we will be continuing the Mimic Hunt. Actually, let me go bring up a timer. Hey, how long was it last time? Like about an hour? Let's just say an hour. It was somewhere around the hour, give or take. So let's go bring up a timer again and see how long it takes until we get this next one. Let's see. Where is timer? I gotta set the starting time to 1 hour. I think it was like slightly over, but it was called an hour. Trying to figure out where on earth the setting is. 1. That's not the number I wanted. That's the number I wanted. I tried typing 1 for 1 hour. That obviously would not work. That's not quite how a timer works. It has way more numbers than that. Anyways, let's go hunt this mimic down. And by this mimic, I mean the billion mimics that exist that refuse to actually give us the drop we need. Mostly being the Horde Mimic. It was 1 hour, 1 minute, 13 seconds. I think 1 hour is close enough. That's nice that you have the exact number, though. But yeah, an hour is close enough. By the time I read through all the names, I'll probably be there anyways. Hello, NASA. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Roman. Hello, Ian. Hello, Bill Warhammer. Hello, Defiant. Hello, Hung. Hello, Imperial. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Arjonian. Hello, Logic Slayer, and hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Hope all you've been having some better luck than us on the mimics, that is for sure. They have not been going too well. Though we did find one the other day, at least, if nothing else, so at least we got one. I just didn't really have anything in it. But the hunt continues. It's only a matter of time before we get this Horde Mimic. I'm still not sure what was going to happen once we finally do. Because we would have gotten, like, the hardest grind out of the way that's currently in the game. Like, obviously we could still do Explore after that. However, it'll be slightly less enticing. Though, of course, it still would have the buff of the Mimics, obviously. Like, after we get the Mimics, it's not like they go away. They'll still be in the drop table. Not like getting a second one's really that relevant, but, you know, you'll still have the standard Mimic buff. You have worse RNG? Yeah, I heard some people are like 14 4x chess and still haven't gotten it. Like 14, 15. Actually, that's something we should pull today. How many 5x chess have you found without finding the Horde Mimic? So it'd only be for people who haven't specifically gotten the Horde Mimic. I'm not sure if I should have 0 as an option. Let's see. Because if I have 0 as an option, I would have to have you gotten the Horde Mimic as an option. And then that would only leave like 2 number ranges. So one or the other has to be excluded. Could always exclude 0 potentially. Because if I include it in the lower level range, it would be too biased. Because then that number would go way up. How many weeks long are the Soulforged Mythic cycles? Depends on how many Mythics are currently within the game. I want to say it's almost 3 months now. Though it depends on how many Mythics are, and the number keeps going up. So I don't keep track of it exactly. But I believe it's somewhere's roughly around 3-ish months. Though the number keeps increasing by the month. Because as we keep getting more Mythics, the time to cycle through all Mythics takes longer, of course. Since there are more Mythics to cycle through. Yeah, let's go make a poll for that. Let's see, how many Horde Mimics? Let's see. How many... I'm going to exclude both 0 and having already had it. Let's see, not counting 0 or if you have it. How many 5x Mimics have you gone without getting... Actually, No, we could just say how many. Let's see. Because this would still include people who have gotten already. Or how many mimics have you gone without getting, Horde Mimic? Or if you have, how many did it take? Wow, we just used like every character for the limit. It has a 100 character limit, we used 99. How many 5x mimics have you gone without getting Horde Mimic? Or if you have, how many did it take? Alright, let's do like a 0 to 2 to include the people with the lower range. The 3 to... I don't want to make this too big. How about a 3 to 6? Then a 7 to 10. And then the 11 plus. Actually, how about 7 to 11? That's a weird range, though. Well, isn't that the same range as the other one? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I guess it's the same range that way. Okay, yeah, I'll make it 11 2 plus, or it'll be 11 plus then. Technically, the first range should be like 0 to 3 then. We'll keep it like that. And then like 11 plus. Oh, that's not a plus sign. That's also not a... Gosh, can I hit the plus sign? That's a plus sign. There we go. I think I worded that correctly. How many 5x mimics have you gone without getting Horde Mimic? Or if you have, how many did it take? There we go. There we go. I think that makes sense. And that also includes the 0 number. Without biasing it too much because we made sure its range was a little bit smaller. The only problem is it's going to make the lower level range, or the lower number range, the highest. Because even if just 0 was an option, we already know it'd be like 20-30%. Not even including 1 or 2. Even if it was just at 0, it's already like 20-30%. Because we know that from past polls. Oh, so hello Gimli, hello Ian, hello Inflame, welcome, welcome, welcome. But it's kind of hard to separate 0 completely when there's only 4 options. Come on YouTube, you gotta add a 5th option. Oh gosh, the 7 to 10 and 11 plus have like 1 vote currently. Oh gosh. Hey, maybe I should have made the number smaller. There are not that many people who went for the super high range. Which makes sense. We've been grinding a decent amount. We're only at 4. Though I do know there are people in like the double-digit range. Like a decent handful. You're the 111 plus. Nice. Oh, now there's 2 11 pluses. I know from some of our past streams that should be like closer to almost 20%. Let's not have all the 11 plusers here today. They'll roll around eventually. Maybe they're busy grinding. Hello, John. Welcome. You had 4 5x mimics. Nice. Same here. Not got the Horde Mimic troop. You have had 3 2x mimics so far in the last hour. Nice. That's pretty good. Have we ever even gotten 3 in an hour? I know we've gotten 2 in an hour many times. I can't recall if I've actually ever hit triple in an hour. Yeah, we're currently at 4. We're getting there, though. Hopefully we'll have it before we hit the double-digit club. It's still going to feel so weird once we finally have the drop. Because I'm so used to the current state of the game with the mindset of, we don't have Horde Mimic. It's almost going to feel like, though not exactly, but it's almost going to feel like when you finally have all hero classes maxed. It's a really weird feeling in the game. Because one of like the biggest things that you would have been grinding for such a huge amount of time, that was like such a priority in everything you did, would suddenly just be gone because you don't have to do it anymore. I feel like we'll have a similar... Oh, that's not the way I wanted to take that. Whoops. I feel like we'll have a similar thing happen when we finally get the Horde Mimic. I don't think it'll be exactly the same. But if any of you have done that before, you know what it feels like. When you finally have all the classes done. Because then you can actually start playing the game. Because prior to that, you do a lot of weird things to try to like shovel in hero to various builds so you can get free XP off of it. Like for dailies and stuff like that. But then once you finally have it maxed, it's like, oh, I could just use whatever's the most effective in any given team. Which is something I will mention in the video thingy too. There are some really annoying hero classes at max. Like, obviously, there's flexible teams where you can use anything, like Rowan, for example. But some definitely do it better than others, that's for sure. Or, you know, how quickly they can get XP. Or at least conveniently, anyways. But most of them can still do the same rate off of something like a Rowan build, because it's really flexible what you can use. Obviously, something like a Greenstorm one would gain slightly better speed, but then there's also the Dust Devil version. There's a Dust Devil version that wins about as quick as Rowan and doesn't actually care at all what the hero class is. Unlike Rowan build that slightly cares, even though it doesn't too much. Also, the Dust Devil team, I mean, the Ironhawk team uses only one Ironhawk as well. It's actually the only version of Ironhawk that only uses one. I don't think I mention it too often, but it's relevant for XP farming. I'm not sure if I'm including them in the tier list thingy, because the tier list is more so going over the classes, not how to, like, farm every class. But, it is one the team's used for it. You fully medaled Phoenicia yesterday? Nice. Yeah, I was really hesitant to do it at first, though I feel like it was a worthwhile investment, putting our medals finally into her. Obviously, we didn't actually spend any money on them. You know, investment as in, that's a lot of time to grind those medals. But I do feel like it was worth it. As time goes on, it is more and more likely that Phoenicia could fall off the meta. However, I've been saying that for like a year or two now, and she still hasn't, so she'll probably be fine. Like this mythic that came in last Friday. Oh, wait, isn't it still available right now? Oh yeah, it's still available right now if you want to get the useless mythic that came out last Friday. Like something like that. If they made the boost ratio like not horrible, it could actually like contest something like Phoenicia, and then you have an issue like, oh, is Phoenicia even worth it anymore? However, yeah, that mythic's pretty bad. I almost forgot he even existed. He's still available right now though if you want to get him. That one that came out last Friday for April Fool's Day. He is still available right now for, doesn't have a timer for whatever reason, but for 6.5 more hours. You can still get him in the Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest drop table. I don't see why you would want to other than for completionist sake, but he's available for 6.5 more hours. He'll be available after the fact too, it's just easier to get him now. Oh, it is very low priority. But if something like that was actually viable, it could give something like Phoenicia a run for her money. The closest thing that has come to doing that so far is Scourge of Honor. The Scourge of Honor functions in a different enough way that you don't always use her, or use it compared to Phoenicia. I personally just prefer using Phoenicia. Oh, so hello Sam, welcome. But yeah, Scourge of Honor is probably the closest equivalence to her currently. Like things that have come out after she came out that slightly contested her as far as viability. You got Scourge Medal as well? Nice. Yeah, I've been considering getting upgraded. I still haven't yet. I feel like it's one of those one or the other kind of things. Though you definitely could upgrade both. There are some niche situations where one's better than the other. I feel like Phoenicia is more better more often though. Though there are a few things that if you had a fully medaled Scourge of Honor compared to a fully medaled Phoenicia, there are actually some instances where the Scourge of Honor is better. Though I feel like in most instances it's better to go Phoenicia though. Oh, you have a follow-up meeting soon? Nice. Hope you end up getting it. But I crack under pressure for stuff like that. I remember like the few interviews I had, I was like so horrible with. Because I'm such an antisocial person. And an interview is like the worst possible like thing. Luckily, I've basically never needed an interview for any kind of job. I have been interviewed for a couple things, but it was normally for scholarships and a few other things. Like, it wasn't necessarily like for an important job opening that I actually needed. But yeah, I'm super bad at interviews. I feel like these days I would be a little bit better though. Given that the last several years we've been talking like almost every single day. 6-year anniversary of the channel's coming up in like 2 weeks. But especially prior to that, though even now I still feel like I'd be horrible at it. Please have 13 red. Why did you have to take my red? I needed that red. Why should you we hire you? That's like one of the worst questions ever. I hate that question so much. Because the main weird thing about most interviews is it's set up almost in a way where the person who's being interviewed needs a job more than the people trying to hire. Though realistically in most situations it's the other way around, where the business is more desperate to hire than the people who actually need the job. Which is one of the weirdest things I've always found about interviews. As well as that question. I hate that question so much. Yeah, I feel like almost every interview asks it, or at least job-related ones. What's your greatest flaw? Yeah, there's a lot of really dumb interview questions. Honestly, if they hit like those generic 3, I'd probably just like walk straight out the room. There's some of the most annoying questions ever. Oh, we need a purple there. And then you'd walk out almost 100% of interviews. Well, I haven't really been in many. Oh, sorry, I didn't see Lucian's question. It got buried in all the interview talk. You were wondering, how do you get mythics more quickly? Easiest way is to get into a decent guild. And you'll passively get resources over time by donating guild. Generally any kind of guild with a half-decent guild requirement, or even a more casual guild that just happens to donate a decent amount of gold, are generally areas you want to head to. As the more keys that you get passively from your guild through gold, the better. Because that's one of the main things that correlate to more mythic drops, is just having more rolls to try to get mythics. And being in a better guild will do that. Or making the guild you're currently in slightly more active. Because that's where we get a good number of our resources. That and vault events, of course. We just had a vault event, so it might be a little while till another one rotates back around. But you can get a lot of loot during vault events. And a lot of that correlates into mythic chances. Like gems can be used for gem keys. Gem keys are, you know, drops. Event keys are drops. Several other resources that you get along the way. Greatest flaw is that you work too hard. There's such generic questions. Oh, we got an Anu, nice. There's such generic questions. Yeah, if you give generic answers to their generic questions, they'll like never give you the light of day when it comes to an interview. What do I take here? Let's take the skull over. Hey, exactly 13. And there we go. Though it is kind of funny because I've still been looking into the game design stuff, and I was actually looking for concept artists, and I posted on this one like forum thing on Discord. I got like 40 replies back. And now I'm like, I almost feel like a job interviewer because I can't even go through it all. Like at least 40 people. Almost all of which were not bots. Some of them actually were bots, though a good majority of them weren't. And honestly, I have not even gone through like most of it. I just saw how many people replied back and was like, yeah, no. It's kind of funny. So I kind of see why you would need like the job interview thing. Because some things just get like a high spike of demand and you just need to weed through it, kind of. Oh, they asked for social media information? Oh gosh. Do they actually do that these days? I have well, I haven't really been in many interviews, especially not recently. But do they actually ask for that these days? Like, oh, we need your social media info so we can look up everything about you. That'd be very bad if it was done on me. What? How do you know what a good guild looks like? Oh, depends what you're looking for. More so. But generally anything with like any amount of structure. Like a guild requirement of some kind, even if it's really low. As well as this participation in weekly events and stuff like that. Yeah, I pretty much never use social media. Which is problematic, because if a company was like, hey, we need like your social media, we want to see like what kind of presence you have. Like, I can see some things that would want that. Like, let's say if you were like trying to get a job for, I don't know, like a community manager for a game or something. Like, they'd probably want to know like all your social media. It's like, oh, hey, how good are you at social media? And it's like, yeah, never mind. Not that you'd be bad at it, but you know, you'd have like no proof of concept. If you don't normally already use social media. Compared to the people who are on it like 8 hours a day or something. I feel like I check social media like 2 or 3 times a week, if that. For under 10 minutes total. How good can you social the media? How good are you at memes? Can you talk to the youth? Let's see, I'll throw that down. Everyone's social media tasked its YouTube chat. That's funny. I do feel like some people use global chat or Gems of War almost as their social media. As like a social thing. Because I personally don't do it anymore, but there's some people who like chat a lot Like a lot in global chat. Like on a regular daily basis for years on end. It is surprisingly active at times. Let's see, I'll take that over. I would not advise hacking the game. While their bot detection and stuff like that isn't the greatest, it does have macro detection, it does have pretty much detection for everything. Like, you'd have to be insanely good at it to even remotely get away with it. And I would highly advise not even attempting to. Because it's a live service game, they're pretty quick to just, like, perma-ban accounts. If they're even, like, partially attempting to hack. You had a job offering as a social media marketing assistant, basically asking influencers to show the goods. You were like, nope. How would you feel if your interviewer was one of your top Patreon subscribers? That would be kind of funny. I feel like these days I'd be better at taking interviews. I just really haven't needed it for anything. I just really hate traditional jobs at this point. I've just gone so long with alternative sources that it almost feels weird getting a normal job again. Like, I haven't specifically worked for someone since pretty much 18. Technically 19, depends how you look at it. But it's been almost a decade since I've actually worked for someone. Or, you know, since I've had, like, an actual employer or an equivalence of such. Like an employer or boss, any equivalence. Would I ever get a 9-to-5 job again? I don't think I've ever even had one to begin with. Like, even the normal jobs I have had, because I was in college or high school at the time, not a single one of them was actually like a 9-to-5 job. Because I don't think I've ever had, like, any 9-to-5 job ever. Because even the traditional jobs I have had were all, at weird times, because they had to work around high school or college or similar. Which meant a 9-to-5 wouldn't really work. Because I was in school during that time. Let's see, I'll take that down. Hey, Mimic! Okay, that didn't take too long. Well, if you count this stream, it took us 29 minutes or so. If you count the entirety of it, yeah, that number doesn't look too good. There we go. Yeah, self-employment taxes is very annoying. I can agree. It's actually probably like one of the worst things about being self-employed. It is just so annoying. We didn't even get anything good there. Let me go reset the timer. Alright, let me go hand out a code. We did hit a mimic. So let me go set this timer back to 0. There we go. Okay, let me go get you guys the code. One moment. Oh, I don't even have the code section open. One moment. Gotta go dig up a nice shiny code, cut it from the code section, save it so we're good to go, and put this into there. I think the biggest, most annoying thing about being self-employed too in regard to taxes is trying to track down where all your revenue sources are even coming from. Because we're getting revenue from like at least 5 different things. Like 4 of which are from this channel. So it's like coming in from like so many different things to so many different accounts. It's just so annoying to track. Because it's not all going to like one place. But anyways, there you guys go. There's the redeem code used on gemsawar.com for the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Redeem code's right over there in chat. And give same thing as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,000 hours of gold. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps out a lot and is greatly appreciated. Hydration break. Alright, where were we? Let's go start up this timer and hopefully find another one. Not sure if that's actually going to happen, but one can hope. Oh, and there's the redeem code right there. Showing up in our new mail section. What do we need here? I'll take a poke for now. Imagine income claim ring fit adventure tip. Oh, most of those they just clump together though. It comes through multiple different areas. Because some of it directly goes to the PayPal. Some of it goes to the savings, and some of it goes to checking, depending on which one it's connected to. Because literally all 3 ways that you could donate to the channel actually go to a different area. Because if I'm not mistaken, the subscriptions on these channels are, you know, like the join button. If I'm not mistaken, that goes to my checking. The donations through that link that takes 0% goes to my savings. And donating to my PayPal, well, obviously, goes to the PayPal. So this is like 3 different locations just right there between that. And that's just for tipping the channel. There's already 3 different locations. I need to see if Streamlabs has something that makes that a bit more streamlined. Get it? Haha. Because I might just have it channeled all to the like the PayPal or something. Because it might be easiest to handle that way. Your questions would be geared towards test how desperate you are for the job. I feel like a lot of people are these days. Where are you going to get your Gems of War tattoo? Never. I would never get tattoos. Like, I generally wouldn't want to get anything that modifies the body in any way like that. Even something like nail polish. Like, I'm not against having it done. I just don't like it being changed. Similar to how a tattoo or something would be. Well, obviously they're quite a bit different, but you know what I mean. Like anything like that I'm not a huge fan of. Like any kind of body modification. Like, I don't mind when people do it, I would just never really get it done myself. Hey, Anisha, nice. You just got your 4th power orb yesterday, and you can craft 4 more. Should you go for Zugoff now? Oh yeah, definitely go for Zugoff. Zugoff is really high priority. He's one of the most important troops in the game to eventually get. I don't think there's a single day we don't go without using him these days. It's kind of like Phoenicia. It's one of those things that we pretty much run every single day, or something. He's just really good at killing things. I never actually did get around to trying Fortnite. Didn't they actually do, I saw it on my feed randomly. Didn't they recently add, like, a no-build mode? But, yeah, I never tried the game. I generally don't play shooters. The Legends Arceus, that one Pokemon game, kind of was a shooter. It's like a gigantic collectathon. However, one of the core mechanics kind of did act like a first-person shooter kind of thing, or third-person, whatever you'd call it. I've just never been that huge a fan of the genre. Like, even something like Splatoon 3, which is more like an entry kind of level way to get into the genre, doesn't even appeal to me that much. I really shouldn't say entry level, because that one can get quite complex. It's more of like a territory control, though. That can make it feel probably a little bit more like a MOBA than a shooter, though. Because most of the objectives is area control. More so than just going on a killing spree. Hey, we got a unicorn. Is that any good? I don't even remember if I need copies of this thing. Probably not. Nope. Alrighty, maxed. We're getting a new pet next Wednesday, by the way. It's the Easter pet. Actually, isn't Easter on the 17th this year? That's in like, what, 10 days? That's like 2 Sundays from now. It's almost here. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I still haven't taken the dailies. Let me go grab those real quick. We don't have that many good ones, but might as well go grab them real quick. How do I feel about the Bejeweled franchise? Never tried them. I honestly haven't tried that much in the Match 3 genre. Aside from the Puzzle Quest series and Gems of War, I haven't really tried too many beyond that. As far as within the Match 3 genre, that is. But the Match 3 RPG genre I like quite a bit. It's just a lot of them are really, really pay-gated. Gems of War somewhat is, but it's in a way where, you know, you could play free-to-play and be perfectly fine. But a lot of them are, you play free-to-play and you're just going to be destroyed forever. Whereas at least in Gems of War, after about a year, you probably won't even barely notice that you're not a free-to-play player anymore, even though you still are. If you happen to still be by then. Because pretty much any account that's been going for about a year plus, like, they're almost indistinguishable from a paid account. Which kind of donations do I prefer? Currently the alerts do not work for them. I still need to go fix that. However, the PayPal one's probably the best one these days. Because that's the one that's likely not changing. And I'm probably having most of them just get bundled to the PayPal at some point anyways. But it's just a lot more convenient to track it all in one place like that than to have it going to a billion different accounts. Alright, there we go. Cleared that, we cleared that. Let's go and get the Mimics grind back on. But yeah, Genki, do you have alerts on yours? I never even noticed. Because I don't think I've ever seen it actually happen on your streams. Even though I do know people have donated to you as well. Because I'm curious what program you use. I've been meaning to switch over to Stream Elements and still haven't yet. I changed all my stream itself, but just not the alert system. Has not been touched yet. Which I need to do. Just keep forgetting about it. Just keep getting busy with a few other things, and it's like, oh, forgot today to go do it. And then it happens like a week, and then a month, and it's like, oh yeah, I should probably go do that already. Luckily, we're able to finish the stream layout, if nothing else. Get the new shiny stream layout. It didn't even take that long either. It took like an hour, hour and a half to make the entire stream layout. For this new one. Not like it's much different. Obviously, it's still that like the L-shaped kind of thing. So that's what people polled. We polled it earlier, and that's what people wanted the most. Was to maintain the L shape. Yeah, I would say 282 is still kind of early game. I'd say pretty much anything below 1,000 is probably still early game. But depends on how you look at it. Oh, it only goes to your email, I see. Yeah, I've been trying to get them all hooked up into a single program so it's all uniform. But also help with taxes. Because gosh, is it annoying when they're going all over the place. Because you're tracking so many different numbers everywhere. Yeah, 2 mythics by that level is actually not that bad. If you're level 282 with 2 mythics, it's not that bad at all. Like, some people go all the way to 1,000 with 0. But also kind of depends on how quickly you're leveling as well. Because obviously if you level slower over time, you'll have slightly more chances to get mythics. Because one of the main ways you get mythics early on is the, aside from Vault weekends, is just the passive keys you get from guild and stuff like that in various events. Thank you for that, Genki. Yeah, I have no clue why. What do you use to stream off of, by the way, Genki? Because I recently switched my. I was already using it for video recording, but I recently switched over to the standard OBS, like the original, the OG OBS Studio, and like it works so much better. Like I did not realize how much better it works. It's just so much smoother for streaming. Like, we can do 1080p 30 FPS without dropping a single frame. Whereas the other one would, like, have a heart attack sometimes at 720. Yeah, that's why I switched back over OBS Studio. I've always been using it to record my videos, but I only recently, as about a week or two, switched to it for my streams as well. Pretty much ever since we had this new format here is when we switched to the other program. We were always using that for videos, though. Actually, even right now, it's still being used for videos. Which I think I could change to it, too. Will this ruin anything? I don't think it'll break anything. But yeah, this is the normal one I use for videos. Hello, everyone! Today we're going to be going over a Zugoff build. But there it is. That's the one I always use for videos. You know, the one with no face cam, no nothing. It's literally just a game capture, nothing else, and obviously our audio. That's the exact one I use for video recording. And have been for years. The only recently we switched to this for streaming as well. I wish we could get purple. That'd be pretty nice. Actually, I already have the win condition. What am I saying? There we go. But yeah, I've never tried using any paid streaming software. I don't really see the point because OBS and a few other free programs just do so much already. Oh yeah, the bull one, I'm not sure why they gave it such a bad boost ratio. The 10-to-1 is just so bad. Like, even at 1-to-6, it would be questionably usable. Even if it had a 1-to-1 on magic, which it doesn't, and a 1-to-6 instead of a 1-to-10 for boost ratio, it would still be bad, even under that circumstance. I'm not sure why they made it, like, twice as worse as that. Because even if they made it, like, a normal bad mythic, it would still be not usable. But for whatever reason, they wanted to make it, like, extra bad. Like, it was hilarious how bad it was when we did it on the April Fool's video. Well, I guess that's what it was, the mythic video last Friday. I don't know, maybe they're just trolling all of us. And the troop was just an April Fool's joke. Maybe they're gonna buff it in a week. Yeah, you can look at it as a worse version of Rowain. That's what it's similar to. I'd probably compare it a little bit more to Guard's Avatar. They're both very similar. Because Guard's Avatar is basically Rowain, but AoE for armor. Whereas the new guy is kind of the same premise, but for all stats. But yeah, if you compare like almost anything to Rowain, a lot of things seem so bad. It is such a good free epic. It's one of the best troops in the entire game. You had to get it for free just from a kingdom. I'm actually kind of surprised they never nerfed Rowain. Because they actually buffed her 3 to 4 years ago to give her 2x boost ratio. Way back in the day, she actually only had a 1x ratio, as in every armor she had, she would do 1 additional damage. But a couple years ago, they buffed it, or at this point, almost like 4 or 5 years ago, they buffed it to be 2x her armor. So if she has 100 armor, it's 200 damage extra. And ever since then, like when they initially did it, like she was moderately better, but as more and more armor came into the game, she just became exponentially better. Kind of like how something like Thrall, when it first came out, was like kind of useless. Now is like one of the best mana generators in the entire game, or among one of them. Just because of how much magic has come in since then. Because in something like Arena, Thrall's actually bad because he has a magic more like how he originally came in, where he was only destroying like 8 gems while doing damage to himself. Though these days he destroys like the entire board, especially if you're doing a faction. Oh yeah, I think I might have made the poll a little bit too much of a lower range. I really should have made 0 its own independent option. Because we already knew from past polls 0 was going to almost reach 30%, even if it had nothing else on it. Because right now it's like 50% on the poll. Which makes sense. Because 0 was already almost at 30% on its own without even having any extras. So I should have maybe divided it a little bit more, or had 0 completely separate. That was one of the reasons I was considering not putting 0 on it. Slightly underestimated how high it would be. Because it is very realistic to still have 0. Because if you've only farmed for like half an hour or less per day, you could probably still be at 0 on the mimics. And some people have probably done like less than 10 hours since then. Because I know not everyone farms Explore 12, of course. Or if you do, you might be farming like a different level Explorer or something similar. Though Explorer 12 has been quite an important farming location for quite some time now, or at least later in the game. As you're progressing through the game, it's probably not as vital, other than getting your initial medals and all that. But later into the game, it becomes so important, especially with the Mimic update. I was curious what next patch is bringing. They're already beta testing it. Although I'm actually not in contact with anyone in the current beta. So we'll find out when everyone else does, because I'm not going to bother looking at the spoiler threads for that, I don't think. I kind of like not knowing ahead of time a lot of times these days. Makes it more of a surprise. What's my thought on 3 Ironhawks? It's really good. It's not that required though. Like if you have 2 right now and you're thinking of getting a 3rd, I wouldn't say it's super high priority. I feel like more often than not I run the 2 version anyways. Especially if you're running Paloozas. You can't even run the 3 version on a Palooza. The only real reason the 3 has is if you're looking to do verse farming during a vault event, or if you're looking to get the quickest XP rate in the entire game. One third thing that it does is also the quickest way to get the banner objective done, which might not seem like much, but you have it as a Monday objective every single time. And I think it saves about a minute compared to the next alternative. Maybe not that much, maybe like 30 seconds. Which also doesn't sound like much, but you're doing it almost every single week. So the time save starts to add up on top of everything else that it does. But no, double Ironhawk's perfectly fine in most situations. It's very situational that you bring F3. And mostly it does Mimic farming ever so slightly quicker. Or sorry, not Mimic, I mean verse farming. XP farming, as in for hero XP, not class XP. And it's the quickest way to get like banner objective kill done. As well as anything that's just like kill X number or something similar. Like if you had an objective one day to kill like 100 red or 150, whatever it is. Yeah, I think it's 150 red or whatever color it tells you to go do. Like for stuff like that, it can get done pretty quick. You can just one-shot the kingdom and then just keep doing that over and over again. The biggest issue with the 3 Ironhawk build is the range of what it can be used for, area-wise, because it is not that far, whereas 25 damage can be used pretty much everywhere on Explore 1, whereas there are only a select few locations where you can get away with 20 damage. So I'm gonna fix the dimensions. I saw it got tweaked there, and will forever bother me. Especially that many pixels. 4 pixels. 1 pixel already bothers me. That's 4 times as many. What do you think about the Oscar slap? Oh gosh, that. Oh no, I haven't watched the Oscars in a while. I did see like some amount of drama related to that. Oh no, I don't really have any strong opinion. Like, I pretty much don't even know who those actors are. Though in all fairness, I don't really know who any actors are. Actually, I can't even remember the guy who got slapped. And the only reason I can remember the name of the other guy, which is Will Smith, is because his name's almost the same as mine. So it's easy to remember his name. But, yeah, I'm not even sure who he slapped. Not the slightest clue name-wise. But I know, like, no celebrities. I don't normally follow anything like that. That in sports. If you ask me, like, even one athlete's name, I don't know, like, barely anyone. Hey, another Nisha. Nice. Wait, is that the second Nisha to stream? We're actually doing pretty good. That's like 2 Nishas, 2 Annas. That's actually pretty solid. Actually, there's one athlete's name I randomly remember for whatever reason. Serena Williams. But it's mostly because I actually used to like AFK watch tennis a lot during like middle school. Or not middle school. Yeah, no, high school. And I would just like randomly have like something like tennis on in the background. I'm not sure why. There's only like 2 sports I would ever even like slightly, partially even attempt to watch. And it is tennis and soccer. Which is kind of funny because I've probably seen the most amount of football, despite that. I think that's more so an American thing, though. But of the sports, I definitely find tennis and soccer to be the most interesting. Both to watch and to play. Tennis is really annoying to play, though. Like, it's a hard one to play casually. He slapped a rock. That's a funny way of phrasing it. Yeah, so far, overall, I'm kind of happy with the stream as far as the loot. We got, what, 2 niches, 2 anus, 1 mimic. And ideally, we'll keep going till we get 2, though I'm not 100% certain on that. Mostly because of how long it can take sometimes. But we'll see. We'll try for another one. Because then we'll have a 2-2-2. 2 anus, 2 niches, 2 times. Oh wait, I never updated a number, did I? Let me go do that, because I was handing out the code but completely forgot to change my stream text. Which should be this number right here. Wait, why won't it let me change the number? Hello? Oh, that's the folder. That's a fail. I was trying to click on the folder to change the number. Instead of clicking on the field that actually changes the number. There we go. Oh, I could have taken purple into that. No! I could have taken purple and then got the cascaded yellow and then got the cascaded red extra turn. But yeah, has he actually even faced any repercussions for just like randomly slapping him? Like, that's not really something I've been keeping up with or really care too much about, though I am kind of curious. Because that's basically just assault. Let's see. But because he's a celebrity, there'll be literally 0 consequences. He resigned from the academy and some of his projects got put on hold or canceled. Hey, another Anu. Is that our second or third? I can't remember. I know for sure we got one earlier, obviously. It's either 2-2 now or 3-2. As in 3 Anus, 2 niches. Not the slightest clue. But overall, pretty good loot. Now we just need a Mimic to drop the Horde Mimic and we'll be good to go. Actually, it's not possible to get more than one Horde Mimic in a chest, can you? The max you would ever get is 1. Because it only rolls for 1. Because I was going to say, that'd be funny if we got 2 Horde Mimics in one chest. I'm pretty sure that's literally impossible. Because it just checks for 1 roll, likely at a 20% chance. It's either 10 or 20. Though based on some data, it looks like it might actually be 20. Even though I've been saying 10 all this time. But it might actually be a 20% chance. Which is perfectly fine, it's way better odds. Still kind of low. But better than a 10%, that's for sure. Like, the other two things still seem to be double 10% though. But the actual odds for the Horde Mimic seems to be around 20%. Which is actually what I predicted on, like, one of the first few days. Is that it would be a 10-10-20. But then we got some data in chat that made it seem otherwise. But then the collective data seemed like it was closer to actual 20%. Oh, I didn't see it to see the full context. But you don't just slap someone for an out-of-taste joke. Like, that's very extreme. I don't understand why it's such a overall talked about thing though. Because I feel like we get asked about it like every week. On both Gems of War streams and otherwise. Yeah, I haven't really cared about it like at all. We're gonna rain, yeah. Are we still live? Yes. It is still live. Trying to find one more Mimic. Ideally. I'm not sure if we're actually going to find one tonight, but it is the hope. It's been a while since we had a double Mimic stream. They kind of been hiding on us. Previous one took us an hour and a half, though theoretically only half an hour during this stream. This one's currently at a little over half an hour. Why on earth did you target him? Oh, never mind, I targeted the right one. I thought I misclicked the one below. But I actually did click the right one. Well, you can't stand up for someone while literally causing assault, though. I think is the biggest issue. I'm still not even sure what the full context is because I never actually watched the clip. Though I hear people always like talking about it. But like doing something illegal doesn't fix a extremely out of taste joke. Like, if he wasn't a celebrity, isn't that, like, almost 15 years in prison or something? What's the fastest Zugov team? There's a couple different variants. Theoretically, the absolute quickest is using Skyla. The biggest issue with using Skyla is its max speed is really good, but its average speed is very bad. And the main reason for that is your first slot will die in like 3 seconds if you get unlucky. Other variants use, what's the other really popular variant of Zugov? I'm trying to think, because I always just use this one. He's my personal favorite. There's another really popular variant that I, like, almost never use. It uses a different weapon, I know that. I think it's the Writhing Staff version of this team, where you run it with the brown-blue for a skull proc. Hey, there's the Mimic I wanted. Yay, we did it. Because I know the Writhing Staff version is pretty popular. I use that sometimes as my cleanup version on the Phoenicia team. But I generally don't use it on this version of the team. But does anyone else have any other questions or anything you want me to go over? Oh, you don't have Writhing Staff? Well, you can just run this variant. This variant's super cheap too. And you don't even need Flamer-Fur, you can run like Urskea Crown or something. Flamer-Fur is better, but Urskea Crown still works. Alright, 5 times chest, go. That's not a 5 times. That's not a good loot. Come on. But hey, we hit 4 for 4. We have gotten to 4 for 4. We are now at 4 for 4 mythics. Mimics, 44 2 times, 4 5 times. The 4 for 4. Get your 4 for 4 deal here. Started playing late January. Oh, that's pretty recently. Well, do you have a Zugov already then? Because if you already have a Zugov, this is pretty much the cheapest way to build it. Where you would replace out Flamer-Fur for Urskea Crown, because I'm pretty sure you still get Urskea Crown for free from Urskea Kingdom, don't you? Has that been changed? I'm pretty sure you still get it for free. So you could just do like Urskea Crown to that build. The only problem is you do need a triple damage burning hero class. Earlier on in the game, you might not have gotten one of them yet. If you don't have any yet, you could try using an alternative, like the Pride Lands one or Dragon Guard or something. But Slayer ends up working out the best because its capability of constantly getting Enrage back up, which ends up working out really well. But anyways, guys, does anyone else have any other questions? Anything you want me to go over? Anythings? Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have the tier list video up tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. Depends when they're going to be working on the house and everything. When I can fit it in. And hopefully we'll get up soon. Aside from that, we do have an invasion event going on tomorrow, as well as all weekend. We'll be doing that on tomorrow night's stream, as well as hunting for mimics. If you haven't seen the team already, we have mentioned in the Monday video. It's this one right over here, Weekend Invasion. It's a Saifu Yan team. with Abro Crystal and King Avalon. And if I actually remember, I might actually post a stream thingy and have it pinned to the stream, so that you guys can go copy paste it from there. Because of course I don't have a copy paste for it with the actual weapon yet. So I might end up doing that. That doesn't mean the stream alert might be up like ultra early. So don't think it's me actually like streaming. It's just me putting down the team so people can go use it. Because I'm not going to cover a video just on that. But I might just start doing that for Friday things. If it's only like one single team that you would use for a Friday event, I might start doing that. Because one thing I was going to do is have like preview videos before some streams. And I was messing with it and it just doesn't seem worthwhile to bother messing with it. However, one thing that we could do is just have a pinned team on any Friday thing. And just have it up like almost, you know, like a whole day early almost. And just have the pinned team there like, hey, here's a team to go copy paste. I mentioned them normally in the Monday video, but it'd be just nice to have the copy already there. Good to go. Do we have a good speed farming PvP team? I do not advise farming PvP, though my personal favorite thing to run is Rogue Spider. It's not the quickest thing, but it is a lot of fun to use. Like, I don't feel like I get as much fatigue from playing PvP if I use something like this. Just because it's a lot more diverse compared to what you would normally run. It's an interesting setup. It's Rope Dart, Night Spider, Mother of Darkness, Captain McCall. Biggest issue with this is you might be missing Rope Dart and or Mother of Darkness. It doesn't quite work the same without either, which is the only bad thing about this team, because Mother of Darkness prior to this build was kind of useless, so a lot of people didn't bother picking her up. And Rope Dart, while an extremely good weapon, is one that seems to like almost never want to rotate around. I think in the last 3 years it has rotated twice. I got quite a bit of time without happening. But hopefully it'll be back around again if you don't have it. It comes out through Pride Lands events. I have no clue when the next Pride Land event is, but hopefully soon. Anyway, guys, stay hydrated. I'll be back tomorrow night, as mentioned, hour prior to now tomorrow. We'll be mostly messing with invasions and continuing this Mimic hunt that seems to never end. Hope you all have a wonderful week. Catch you later. Don't forget, if you're still looking for that Mythic, you got like, what, 6 hours left? A little less. I'm pretty sure that's almost no one, but if you haven't yet, about 6 more hours or so for that little bull. Unfortunately, very useless. April Fool's kind of troop, but he's still a Kingdom Star nonetheless. So if you still need him, consider it. Otherwise, don't open your keys until after if you want to get not that in the Glory Gym Guild and VIP chest, because then after that time you can start opening it for them for normal drops and not need to worry about getting that Mythic. Anyways, guys, oh yeah, Ring Fit. I'll try to fit a Ring Fit in if I can. Either in the morning or afternoon tomorrow. Because that's something that if they're still doing stuff outside, that wouldn't be too big a deal for us to still do the stream. Because we're not really talking much during a Ring Fit adventure stream. Mostly because it's so much exercise, you can't barely talk because I'm so out of breath. So the extra noise wouldn't really be that big a deal. So yeah, we'll try fitting it in if we can. I need to. I've been still walking, like to the grocery store and stuff like that, obviously. But I haven't been doing Ring Fit. We definitely need to get back into that little bit of routine. It's the main reason I never got the game done with initially, anyways. I'll like do it for a little while and then like kind of forget about it, and it's like, oh yeah, this thing still exists. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you later. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone.